Initiating contact with outside world. Greetings, Earthlings. Genie Burlesque coming to you live. Went out to the event that I spoke of and celebrated friends, and now it is late. I am home. The man and I are still up doing our things online like many people are doing. You grind as long as you are up, and when you are asleep, you are asleep, and you get up and you get at it again. And there's like so many other things, like we were saying earlier, that everybody applies themselves to, hopefully, besides like these videos, that it's just, I don't know, it's kind of disconcerting when you see people that treat these interactions like they're life or death situations, when they're interacting with strangers that really don't impact their lives, really, like they try to make it your fault that they're miserable and they just met you. Don't know much about you, but it's your fault they're miserable today. So anyway, I wanted to follow up and say thank you to the fellas again for coming through for the hangout. It was a good chat. Um, I think maybe later on, like not right now at this point, but I don't know. Well, maybe I can do this. Like the little Dr. Phil epilogue. Like, okay, that was the hangout. Now these are my thoughts. I was gonna say maybe I'll do that in the future because I don't want to step on anybody's toes or piss anybody off. I need people to understand that I'm a brutally honest person. It doesn't even matter who you are. If I like you, love you, hate you, I'm just gonna be brutally honest with you because I think that's easier than lying to you or making up shit. I just think that's a better way to deal with whatever's on the table. So. Um, Thank you for people coming out. I didn't record the part where LG had come through. LG, of course, we've known each other a couple of years on YouTube now. I really appreciate his remixes and his diligence with his like creating a positive network where people show their creativity and support each other. The Afro beats, love what I've seen of his channel so far, and William Smith also. This Ghetto Sonic the Ghetto Hog is hilarious. It's hilarious, and his voice is great. His voiceovers are really good. Um, and Prince Drizzy Dre. I still haven't checked out your video, but I'm going to. I'm gonna check out some of his stuff tomorrow because after I got off the hangout, I had to go get ready, and then I ate, and then hung out with the family a little bit, and then I went down, and then I came back. So now, yeah, maybe I'll check it out. But I'll probably fall asleep before just watching it. Like after I get done doing this, it's time to peel off the regalia. Tonight I went for something that, as you can see, this is not a pretty look. This is not meant to be pretty. This is more like a wood sprite kind of thing, like something that fell out of a tree. Is what I was going for, and it worked. Anyway, let's see. I just wanted to say I appreciate everybody coming through. As for everyone's opinions, let me start with Prince Drizzy Dre, because he said the less. You know what? That's a great tongue twister. Prince Drizzy Dre. Okay, Prince Drizzy Dre. He said the least, so it's easier to get into what he was saying. And he was saying that he really respected his friends for not backing down to bullies, and I appreciate that too. Like, you got to kick a bully in the balls. Like, there's just no, even if they stand up again, you kick them in the fucking balls. Like, it's not even required of you to kowtow to cowards like that. All of that barking is just an attempt to intimidate you. And yes, kudos to the fellas for not backing down. Now, on to what William was saying. He was saying, that he did, get a fire started, and he did. It's not that he shouldn't have or anything, but it's like I find that his reaction after getting a fire started, to be, I don't know, to be sore at all is not going to serve your mission. I want to absolve the soreness. I want to put some salve on that soreness. That's why I keep on trying to remind Mr. Smith, the wonderful Sonic the Ghetto Hog, a talented voiceover extraordinaire and editor, that you do not have to take these idiots seriously. They're in pain. Pardon me. Like, they're in some serious life pain. Like, they speak it all the time. They do things that you ought not do, and it leaves a film on them, like a shell of unhappiness. And they have to project onto everyone else about this unhappiness in order to just not deal with themselves. Like, they don't even want to look in the mirror. They'd rather look at you and break you down and talk about you than to look in the mirror and deal with what they are really facing. You know, the delusion is so thick in this particular little corner of people who call themselves Black YouTube that represent a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of people who are Black and use YouTube, let alone live in the United States, let alone live on the planet Earth. Okay. So yeah, like I would say, like, to take this stuff personally is just futile. It's not personal. It's just something that, you know, is along your path like anything else, and you can choose to acknowledge it or not. I would say, I've said this before, like, you need either completely ignore Sirloin and Low Aptitude and their ilk, you know, and Turtleface and all of them, or treat them like the punching bags that they volunteer to be if you have some frustrations to exercise. They're trolls with faces. They want abuse. Go ahead and give it to them if you have that in you. I don't know. I come from a teacher. My mother was a great teacher, so I take so many opportunities as teaching moments that other people would take as a reason to freak out. Moving along to Afrobeats. I'm agreeing with a lot of what he says. I don't think that we really had any points of disagreement as far as what to do about anything currently regarding, like, the situation with, like, the goofy attacks, the stupid attacks. I think we're on the same page with it needing to turn into something positive. Like, just this dysfunction with these people, it has to be positive. You know, so far for me, I have made it hell or high water something positive. One of the great things is connecting with other positive, you know, glass half full type folk who can see, you know, that empty part. They can see, you know, something that needs replenishing, but they also see we got some resources here. We got something to work with. So all is not lost. And plus we can see it. You know, see, that's another thing. You know, you have the power of your vision. I think I tried to touch on this earlier, and I don't know if I caught it live, but, like, if you have the ability and the energy to point at someone and blame them for your problem, then you have the energy to do something for your, you know, about your problem. You're not that much of a victim, you know, if you can identify what it is. I just see too much crybabying and whining with these guys, and, you know. So yeah, speaking of the whining and crybabying with the guys, I want to go over the message here. Two messages, you know. One of them from, you know, the two people that we spoke of in the last Hangout primarily. He says, "Why didn't you invite me, Jen? I would have loved to address you three face to face." Now, see, that's a problem for me. Not a huge problem. I'm just saying, like, you know, like, I'm identifying that as a problem. It's more of a problem for you than it is for me. I'm saying, to me, that is a problem. It is a problem for you, to me, that you're like, why didn't you invite me? I would have loved to address you. Because you've already addressed everyone. You've just yelled and screamed like an idiot to everyone. That's all you intend to do. So you want to be invited in to yell and scream like an idiot? Let me tell you something. Lawrence Gilmore, you know, the person that you want to pick on, you know, actually said, you know, why don't we just invite these guys in and just squash this shit or talk shit? Not really squash, but he was saying, like, you know, hash out. Like, he wanted to, like, you know, have a spar off. And I was saying, okay, listen, before, now I'm hanging out just to do hangouts, and I'm fairly open, but I am not eager or needing or abuse glutton enough to want to communicate with people who communicate with me like that. I'm very happy to have discussions with people who can have a rational and civil discussion with someone that they disagree with. But some sexually twisted weirdo who wants to poke everything he sees and has some sort of, like, twitchy, like, sexual Tourette's every time I pop up on screen is not somebody that I want to talk to. You know, you're saying that you want to talk to us is just you saying, I want to interact with you and get some attention from you and yell at you so that I can continue this dysfunctional back and forth with you because I don't have shit else going because I need some entertainment while I'm on the boat. You know? You guys have already outed yourselves. You, Minty, everybody, everyone who is an opportunist in this little sector has outed themselves as an opportunist in this little sector. You have already said, you trying to go viral. You tired of working. You want to make $1,000,000. You going to steal Tammy's jokes. You going to do comedy. You know, you're trying to scheme and you're trying to keep some stupid shit going. So why would I invite you to keep stupid shit going? You're threatening people based on some shit that you imagined in your head. I never fucking flagged you. I saw people flag you. I never fucking flagged you because I'm not the flagging bitch. The one person I flagged was the one person who false flagged me, the turtle face. I didn't false flag Jemima, who fucking false flagged me, and I know it because he came and gloated as soon as he did. I never attacked Jamari, who false flagged me, even though, because he admitted it, but I never, like, I don't, you can ask him, am I on his channel talking shit? Am I on his channel saying all kinds of crazy stuff to him just because he did that? No, because it's not that big of a deal. He knocked it off, so good. Freaking Dick Writer is this guy who is a Tammy Stan who, you know, I've gone back and forth with, who had made some videos. He's just like this, just diehard, thinks Tammy is this beacon of goodness, and I'm just like, no, he's a problem that needs to be addressed, you know. But that guy admitted that he had trolled me, false flagged me, and I haven't gone after him. You know, all I do is just mention him within the context of this whole saga. I do not attack the man's character and run around talking about his family or his genitals. There's just no need. There is no need. Now, if you come at me like that, I am so very well capable of defending myself, especially when it comes to, like, you know, a spar that involves any sort of verbal activity. Now, if it came to, you know, some physical, I don't want to touch you. I don't want to touch any of you. These interactions are through the computer. Y'all need to get that through your head. You get too excited when you see a real breathing girl and you want to fucking, you're getting like Jack Tripper at the Regal Beagle and you just want to fucking touch something. But no, you know, I've made it clear, and I'll make it clear again right now. I am a happily married woman of a decade. Well, I've been with the same man for a decade, but we haven't been married all that decade. But I've been with him and only him, and I'm happy that way. I'm not here advertising any sort of, any way, not one way, two way, three way, four way, five way, nothing, anything like that. There's so many people on social media who are, you know, creating forums for you to go and do that. You can go to I want to hook up with somebody and talknasty.com. Why do you have to try to force this on people who don't want it? Husband, you know, pointed out that that's just, it's, you need it to be dirty and that's your thing. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, I get that, but there's people who will take you through that fantasy. There's people who are really good at it, I'm sure, of taking you through that fantasy so you can get that. Like, why does it have to be this controlled, freaky thing with you? It's not healthy, and it's that type of predatory thing that brings out, like, the killer in people around you. So it makes me think that you have a death wish, just like Turtleface. You know, Turtleface does too many crazy things to people for me to think that that man wants to live another day. You know, he just constantly looks for a reason to get into a fight. That is somebody miserable who doesn't like living, like, or has some pain that they need to acknowledge and deal with in a healthier manner. So, you know, why didn't I invite you? Because you don't know how to have a reasonable conversation. And it's not okay for you to, you know, when you're doing the last thing talking about, did I say anything about my dick right now? It doesn't matter. You spent weeks making videos screaming at people about genitals, and then now you want to be Mr. Serious Guy. That's not healthy. You're not okay, okay? This is coming from a lady, you know, wearing this. You need to see somebody. I healthily express my crazy, and I acknowledge it, and I don't act like it's not there, and I don't call it anything different than what it is. You guys are hypocrites to the nth degree, and you try to pretend that you're not, and you do stupid shit just to get attention because you're insufferable personalities that no one likes to be around. Take your medicine, okay? Take your medicine, you social rejects, you freaking trolls. Take your medicine. You are social rejects. Go back into hiding. You know, you are rejected. go hide your face and talk shit behind, and people will just ignore you, Maybe you'll find somebody to, go back and forth with you for a while, but all you are is a freaking troll. Okay, now I wanted to go over this other comment I posted on Low Aptitude's post of the video that he made, whatever it's called, Sissies or something, with his Tupac shrine. I don't know any straight men that have, like, half-naked dude shrines that they have on their videos. Anyway, okay, so he had posted his video, and I posted some memes. My memes are popular within this sector because they're honest, they're truthful. I don't have to make up stuff about y'all. So I posted the Hangout, and I posted 2 comments, who and cares, and a smiley face. Who cares? Big cheesy grin. And Low Aptitude says, I love your throat, Jeannie. That mouth is the best. You the world's greatest thumb sucker, no lie. And my answer is hashtag redundant, and no one is a bigger thumb sucker than you, Slow Jams. And I put, another one of my lovely memes up. Now, this is the thing with him. He has to, and I've seen this before, this is nothing new. Like, this is a maybe common, I don't know, it's a trait. It's a trait that some dudes exhibit. I don't know if it's common or not because I don't know most men. I just have seen this trait exhibited by men before, where they have to, when they see a woman in a situation, they can't treat her just like a human being. They have to point out that she's a woman. They have to subjugate her or subject her sexually immediately. It has to be that she is sexually involved, or they have to talk about her body, or they have to talk about her, in some situation that is sexual in order to make themselves feel somehow superior to that woman. Like, it's control issues, Dude's always talking about how he's always trying to excuse himself for cheating, really. Low Aptitude, you're always trying to excuse yourself for being a cheating ass bastard who can't be faithful. Just be a cheating ass bastard who can't be faithful. I mean, you talk like, oh, I can have 3, 4, 5 bitches suck my dick right now, and, Michelle's freaking, Apu's wife looking ass doesn't care, and so she'll just let me go off and do whatever. Okay, fine, and you think that's a prize relationship, but you want to pick on Philly Juzz for having a wife who is, who's bisexual, and they have an open relationship, and they participate in their activities together. You think your relationship is more solid because you go outside of your house to go get like a blowjob from some chicken head, and then you come back and bring your chicken head slob covered member back to Michelle, and you think that that's cool when Philly just gets to go participate in whatever is going on with his wife and whatever girls, and that's their rule. Like, okay, we have this openness. I love you, but I can't provide this other thing that you like. I'm willing to participate with you. I think that's healthier, and the fact that they're open about it as well, that they don't act like their relationship is the model relationship, and we're let's just like the Joneses, we're this and that. They're not faking it, they do them. I don't love every freaking thing that the man says before you go saying that I'm kissing his ass or anything. Like, I don't agree with everything anyone says here on the YouTube, not the people that I'm quote unquote close to, as close as you can be to some strangers that you've never met. And certainly, I'm just not required to agree or like anyone here. You're not required to agree or like. But one thing that is for sure is I'm not going to be censored by a bunch of morons, okay? Especially when these accounts are free and I can just open another one. If you guys want to lie about me, I will clarify that you are lying. If you want to make a bunch of stupid attacks, I can make a bunch of stupid attacks. And we can just go back and forth and be stupid little children whenever I get around to it, because I really do have other things to do besides deal with y'all in this bullshit. I have dealt with it for a while because I care about the people who are involved who don't have the gumption that I have to just stand up to a bully. You guys are picking on people like, this JGZ kid, or you pick on people that you think are easy targets. You call yourself trying to make a man out of them. You're not making a man out of people like Kwesi Watson, for instance. I said earlier, like, oh Lord, hell done froze over because Kwesi Watson agrees with me. The only reason why I know of him is because the very first thing I'd heard from him was 3 videos of him going off at me and Sansaray and Maya Gamati just because Turtleface was lying about us and swearing that we were the wicked witches of the East who were coming to attack him. He's full of shit. Kwesi fucking believed his ass. He came attacking us, talking all kinds of crazy shit. When I looked at his videos, I was just like, you're believing shit that's not even true. This is just too... I made a couple of videos to him. Minty Woodchips came along and started talking all kinds of crazy shit, thinking that he's some kind of like hero by picking on people who are like easy to pick on. Like, if somebody is, you know, obviously exhibiting qualities that are easy to pick on, then I don't know, the one thing that my first inclination isn't to go for the easy sell, because I like things to be a little bit more interesting than that. I'm going to pick on the easy thing last. I'm going to pick on something more distant first. I'm not going to just say, oh, hey, look at you, you're fat. You know, I'm going to save that for later, because that's really inconsequential. You know, you can be fat. You can be a fat ass. You can be a fat ass bitch. You can be fat all day long. But yes, the bitch is the operative part, as we were saying earlier. You know, you're focusing on, like, you could lose weight or not or whatever. The real problem is that you're acting an asshole. And let's count the ways in which you are an asshole, really and truly. Let's not make up something that isn't true, and let's not focus on things that are really, you know, neither here nor there. Like whether or not somebody's attractive, or whether or not they are pretty, or, you know, whether or not they're fat or skinny, or, you know, have nice eyes, great skin, or great teeth, or, you know, great shape, or, you know, whether or not they're in shape, whether they're muscular, or whether, you know, whether they got a tiny little Beetlejuice head. You know, none of that really matters as far as a person's character is concerned. It's all about your character. What is your character showing? And those are the things that I like to attack when I'm saying, like, you know what? You know, I'm like, let me look at the ugly of you. Not this, you know, because we're all ugly on the outside. We're human beings. We're funny-looking creatures. You know, look at your toes. That's not cute. But yes, I really do want to make sure that, you know, we're being honest here about what's going on. You know, let's not even bother. You want to really roast? You know, you guys can't roast. You're making up some shit. You know, like Afrobeats was saying earlier. Like, let's just start saying, you know, oh, you went to Pluto and freaking danced with a frog. You know, hey, you started 9/11. You are responsible for everything bad that ever happened on the planet Earth. Just say crazy, preposterous things. You know, you are responsible for the economic collapse. Ebola virus spreading is because of you guys. You know, like, let's just say some crazy, whack, off-the-wall madness. I don't know, maybe, yeah, if I throw in things like, yeah, Ebola, it will remind you to focus more on current events. Maybe we need to scramble your brains a little bit. Focus on what's going on in the world around you, really, and stop, like, getting wrapped up in your twisted fantasies so much and trying to make your twisted fantasies come true when no one wants to participate in them with you. Like, it's just, it's so irritating, and it's annoying, and it's redundant, and it's ridiculous, and you are supposed to be grown men, and you think that you have all of this sage wisdom and advice, and you're telling everyone to be men. Like, I haven't even begun to go in on how ridiculous you guys are. You think that I've been this mega raging bitch, but I'm not even on 2. I'm not even on 2. I think I'm on 1, maybe, like, I'm on 3/4. You have not seen me turned up. So please, if you know what's good for you, if you're really, really scared of dealing with what's in front of you and you want to scream and project about body parts so much, you know, keep it up. All I'm going to do is hold up a mirror. Good night.